Let's go over today's bell ringer. The sum of two integers is -5. The product of the integers is -24. What are the two integers? We want to find the two integers that are going to satisfy both criteria. We want them to add to be -5. So let's look at the first set. -2 and 7. If I take -2 and add 7, I get a +5. A is not a choice. B, -3 added to 8 is +5. That is not my choice. I'm still looking for that -5. C, -7 plus 2 is -5. So we're going to hold on to that one. And D, -8 plus 3 is -5. We've got our answer choices narrowed down to C and D because they have a sum of -5. But let's look at the next one. We want a product of -24. So starting with C, -7 times 2 is -14. That is incorrect. D, -8 times 3 is the -24 that we're looking for. On our second bell ringer, we're going to do some practice on combining like terms. Like terms share the same variable. So in this problem, we have 2x, and we're adding it to 10x. When I do that, we're going to add the coefficients, the 2 plus the 10, to give us 12x. On our last bell ringer, we have 3x plus 4y plus 5x plus 6y. Again, going back looking into combining like terms that have the same variable. 3x plus 5x. They have the same variable. And if I combine them, I get 8x. But now I have a +4y and a +6y. And I want to combine those. And when I do, I get a +10y. This is the expression that will represent my answer. I cannot combine these because the 8 has an x and the 10 has a y. So this is as far as I can go with this expression. We're going to be looking at understanding proportional relationships and looking at equivalent ratios. When we look for equivalent ratios, there are two ratios that simplify to the same reduced fraction. In essence, they're going to have the same unit rate if you think back to the previous lessons that we studied in 2.1 and 2.2. But before we do this, I want to look at some things. We're going to look at tables. And when we do our tables, they could be vertical, where x is on the left and y is on the right. Or they can be horizontal tables, where x is on the top and y is on the bottom. The tables are always going to have this set up when it comes to x and y. And if they are proportional, they're going to have the same unit rate throughout the problem. And to find the unit rate of these tables, we're going to divide y divided by x. This is the ratio I want us to keep in mind when we talk about proportional relationships. Y over x. Y divided by x. Let's go to page 100 in our textbook, and we're going to do questions 4, 5, and 6 together before I let you do page 101 on your own. The first question, use the table below. Do x and y have a proportional relationship? In order to choose whether or not they have a proportional relationship, we want to use the y over x ratio. And we're going to get the y over x from the table. Our first pair is this 2, 5. But I want the y on top of my division. So 5 over 2. And when we divide this, we get 2.5. Now we need to check the next one. We need to do this to all of our pairs of numbers in our table. The 3 and 7.5. Y over x. 7.5 over 3. When we divide this out, we get 2.5. We're staying consistent in the number that keeps coming up, and that is a good thing if we're determining a proportional relationship. Now we go to our third pair of numbers, 5 and 12.5. the y of 12.5 over the x of 5, and when we divide that, we again have 2.5. But we're not going to stop here because we have one last pair of numbers, 18 and 8. And when we divide 18 over 8, we end up with 2.25. Now this is not the same as the others. And since we have one number that doesn't match the rest, we would say no to it being proportional. In order for a table to be proportional, all the numbers have to divide out y over x to be the same value. Let's try the next one. Each triangle is equilateral. Is the relationship between the perimeter and the side length of the equilateral triangles proportional? And explain. Your explanation is through your work if you are showing your work. Now let's stop and look at a few key words in here. First is the term equilateral. If a triangle is equilateral, all the sides are going to be equal. And we're trying to determine if the perimeter and the side length create a proportional relationship. So let's start setting up a table. And in our table, we have an x and a y. But none of this tells us what x and y is. So I want you to keep a phrase in mind. And this phrase is really going to help you as you work throughout this lesson. Y depends on x. This is going to kind of help you as you work through this because one of the numbers has to depend on the other one. And if we're sitting here talking about the perimeter and the side length, one thing that we should know with our basics information on geometry is that perimeter depends on how big the shape is. So your perimeter depends on the side length, which means the perimeter is the y and the side length is our x. Now let's look at our shapes. On our first one, we have a 1-inch triangle. And with it being 1 inch of a side length, our perimeter would be 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3. Our second triangle has a 2-inch side, and it's equilateral, so 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. And now our third triangle with a 3-inch side, and it being equilateral, 3 plus 3 plus 3 gives us a perimeter of 9. Now let's get into the work and determine whether or not they are proportional. This is where we want to go back to the ratio of y over x, and we want to see the same number appear in the division. So our first one, 3 over 1, is 3. Our second one, 6 over 2, is 3. Our last pair, 9 over 3, is 3. Since we got the same number in our division, we would say yes, this is proportional. Question number 6. Is the relationship between the number of tickets sold and the number of hours proportional? If so, how many tickets were sold in 8 hours? Let's focus on the first part of the question, because if our table is not proportional, you cannot answer the second part of the question. We want to find out if the things are proportional. And in order to determine if a table is proportional, we want to divide y over x. Looking at our table, we don't have y's and x's, but x and y will never change position in your table. X will be on the left and y will be on the right, because your tickets sold depend on how many hours you sold your tickets, x and y. Let's try our first pair. 240 tickets sold in 3 hours. Divide it, and we get 80. Our next pair, 400 tickets sold over 5 hours. Divides to 80. Our last pair, 720 tickets sold in 9 hours. That also divides into 80. So our table is proportional. But what does this 80 mean? The meaning of our numbers is really important, and in this problem, our 80 is our unit rate. It's telling us that 80 tickets are sold each hour. It's going to be very useful to know what our words mean and what our numbers mean throughout this problem, because now we have to ask ourselves, how many tickets were sold in 8 hours? Well, if 80 tickets are sold each hour, 80 times 8 will tell us that 640 tickets are sold in 8 hours. I want you to continue practicing the y over x in order to prove whether or not a table is in a proportional relationship. And I want you to do questions 7 through 11 on page 101. I will post the correct answers in 2 days so that you can check your work. If you have any questions, I will be online at 2:15 on each day, except for Tuesdays, and there's online tutoring, and you can inbox me in Canvas. I'm here to answer your questions if you need help. So your job, you are to practice y over x.